Good morning, guys! Okay, so today, Ro and I thought it would be fun to take you guys along with us. So first we're gonna get ready with some new affordable skincare items that we picked up at CVS, and we want to thank them for sponsoring this video to share with you guys some new finds and share with you what we do in the day. So hopefully we can all connect and catch up a little bit. So first, I'm gonna make a coffee. Your girl needs a coffee. So let's go. Good morning, beauties. I just had a really quick breakfast of mantou, steamed bun, and some ginger latte. I'm going to water my plants real quick. And check in with Val.
One shot.
Morning rituals of waiting for coffee to boil. Okay, so I know I said in a previous video that I tried not to drink coffee as the first thing in the morning, but it's like a transitional season and I really just need a kick of caffeine in the morning lately. So it's okay, you know, it's all about balance. Oh my gosh, can't wait to start my skincare because my face is so greasy. Look at it. Waiting for Feli. I am waiting for Feli.
Cheers. Bing. Oh yeah.
I am waiting for Feli. Hello? Hello? We're so excited to actually try a bunch of the products that we're going to be using today because first of all, they're beautiful. Look at this! Fel has one that has separation as well. It's so pretty. So that's the first. Aesthetics, very important. But two, a lot of them are centered on vitamin C, which is one of those powerhouse ingredients that we love all year round for brightening, you know, anti-aging, antioxidants. It's just fab. And I think it's interesting because we love to test different price points. So for this one, it's going to be very affordable drugstore options that you guys can easily access at CVS. And so we're gonna start with cleansing. Oh my god, and look how beautiful this cleanser is. Okay, so what are you gonna use? I'm going to use Garnier Skincare's new Micellar Cleansing Water with vitamin C. So for those people who ask about like, can you skip cleansing and just use micellar water? What are your thoughts on that? If your skin is more sensitive, it may be better to wash it off, but just in general, I think for my skin type, it's fine if I just use it and then go on with everything else. It's like a good cleanser for the morning. Especially now that it's colder, because you're not like producing as much oils as in the summertime, you almost don't need like such a heavy cleanse in the morning, even for like, oh my god, my glasses are still on. Ain't washing no face with glasses on. What about you? So I'm going in with the Bioderma. I'm so excited to use this because I haven't actually tried a lot of other Bioderma products apart from is it their micellar water? Yeah, they're like the OG micellar water. And when I saw this, I was like, holy moly, have to try because it's the Soothing Micellar Cleansing Foaming Gel. And it's also fragrance-free, soap-free, paraben-free. It's hypoallergenic. So this is really great, once again, for sensitive skin. So let's jump into it. I have a bunch of oils that are just waiting to be washed away. For this one, it says apply onto damp skin. Bing, bing, bing. Are you gonna use yours with a cotton pad? Yes. I feel like for things like micellar water, you should use it with a cotton pad. Look how pretty! Dude, this is like a full-on gel consistency. So how micelles work, so it has one end that attracts oil, the lipids, which is like your sebum, and then it has another end that attracts water, and then they both kind of combine to then draw out
and really cleanse the face in the most gentle way.
So yours also has micellar,
yeah,
right?
Both of ours are actually different forms of micellar cleansing. Oh my god, this is beautiful. So this one also has cocoa glucoside, which is just a really gentle coconut derived surfactant. So it's gonna leave the skin very soft and like glowy and not overly stripped.
So in here, they have the ascorbyl glucoside in the micellar cleansing water. It's a derivative of vitamin C. And I feel like application wise, it applies exactly the same as a micellar water or just like a very light watery toner. And you can see from my cotton pad that there's a little bit of oil. So just like this part's like a little bit dirty. But other than that, my face does feel very clean.
Whoa, Rick, this cleanser is so good.
Does your skin feel hydrated and plump?
It's very hydrated because this also has a little bit of vitamin E, which is that very skin nourishing ingredient that we all need.
We all need and love. Our skin produces it too.
Yeah, I feel like this is just one of those cleansers that would be really great for every skin type. Oh my god.
What I like doing too is I like using micellar water to take off more stubborn eye makeup before I use like a cleansing balm or a cleansing oil. Just as like a pre, but that's for nighttime.
So I'm gonna go into my room and we shall continue.
As Bella's getting ready, just gonna put a quick layer of toner on real quick.
Man, today is so pretty. Toner is an optional step, as we talked about in like our basics skincare routine. I'm gonna be talking about for topicals, this beautiful Lumene. It's actually a Nordic brand that they sell at the drugstore and it is so pretty.
It's so beautiful.
Oh my god, because it's got like berry extract and oils in it. Oh my gosh. And you're actually talking about oil roux because it's getting colder. Last night was the first time I actually went back in to use an oil after moisturizing. It has come. Winter has come.
For me, I'm gonna use the Roche Multi-Correction Revive Glow Daily Serum with vitamin C. And same thing with toner. This step is actually optional as well, but Fella and I like dabbling in serums.
Okay, so first going into this one, it's called the Nordic Sea Arctic Berry Oil Cocktail. And the reason why is because it's got vitamin C, it's got vitamin B3, which is niacinamide, it's got vitamin B5, omega fatty acids, as well as a slew of berry oils.
Ooh.
So it's just this beautiful balance of brightening vitamin C with nourishing oils. And it's also like Ro talked about our love for these biphase oils in a previous, like, I think it was a dupes video, was it? Yeah. They're like in a league of their own. So what you have to do, make sure, is shake-a-dee shake. Look how pretty it becomes.
So beautiful.
I could cry. All right, what's yours?
This one has ethyl ascorbic acid, and I think vitamin C is the standout. I am seeing fragrance pretty high up on the list, and then there's also coloring at the end, so I think it's just worth calling out.
So for these two, actually, this has right at the bottom a little bit of fragrance as well. So when we talk about sensitivity, it's not that if you're sensitive you can't use fragrance, but you just have to test for yourself whether that is an ingredient that makes you reactive. So for me, I have sensitive skin, but I can tolerate fragrance and I don't mind it. But for other people who are really sensitive, maybe you have some sort of skin condition that can't tolerate things like alcohol or fragrance, then definitely make note of that. These two do contain a little bit of it.
On the topic of sensitive skin, CVS partnered up with a health app called Skin Safe, where you can look up a plethora, like over 300 products that are sensitive friendly. So in the app, if a product is labeled sensitive friendly, it means it's free from the allergens that are typically found in skincare. So what the app is basically like a dictionary where you can look through and find products as well as all of their ingredients to see which ones will be okay for more sensitive skin types.
So if you have things like, as we said, rosacea, dry flaky skin, eczema, or even acne, or you know that you don't like certain products, basically anything that you look through on the database will show up products that are skin friendly and skin safe.
So you can download the app Skin Safe and check it out for yourself.
Okay, so now that the serum has kind of sunk in, how does yours feel?
It feels good. It feels like a very hydrating, nourishing serum. The scent was a bit sweet, but it wasn't like overpoweringly, overbearingly sweet. And overall, I just feel like it has like a very subtle overall glow.
I think you will also really enjoy this serum because of those oils. It like absorbs so quickly because things like jojoba oil really do just like sink into the skin real quick, and they're not like the thicker oleic oils, which are thicker and probably designed more for like dry skin types. This one I feel like is formulated in a way that actually probably not oily skin, but combination skin can really enjoy.
What about oily in winter?
I have oily skin, right? I definitely use oils in winter. This one is another great alternative, I think, if you're looking for a really affordable drugstore but effective vitamin C serum, because the third ingredient of this is the 3-O-ethyl ascorbic acid, which is the vitamin C derivative. So it still works the same as, you know, your potent L-ascorbic acid, just without the irritation because it's not as potent. But this one also has licorice root extract, which is also adding into the brightening effects of it, and it's this beautiful like milky but lightweight kind of texture. You know,
you don't really see that texture for vitamin C.
Yeah, right? Okay, but it does smell like citrus, and I feel like it's because some brands just feel that they need to add a citrus element in there to make people feel.
It's like florals for spring. Groundbreaking.
And it's interesting because this one has a really great formulation of other ingredients like green tea extract as well as yeast ferment filtrate. So what all of those do is really just help the skin, you know, boost the overall brightness over like prolonged use. Vitamin C during the day is a no-brainer for me.
Sometimes at night I'll use like a really gentle one, but in general I like using vitamin C during the daytime, pairing it with sunscreen for that like double whammy. Alright, as you guys saw earlier when Fel was talking about her serums, I quickly put on some moisturizer, and when you're already using like a pretty potent serum and vitamin C or like an active ingredient in other parts of your skincare routine, I tend to reach for like a very basic moisturizer whenever, you know, I am using active ingredients, just to allow the active ingredient to shine and not to fight with it.
Agreed! So we both have our moisturizer on.
I'm so excited to try this Pixie Brightening Priming Oil. It has vitamin C. It's not even a biphase, it's a tri-phase. Is there even a thing? Is there tri-phase?
Tri-phase? How do they do that?
I'm gonna shake it. So beautiful.
I am so impressed.
In here, there's ascorbic acid as well as turmeric, which is high in antioxidants. And there's also care oil, which helps replenish and hydrates your skin. So this, it's like a priming oil that'll be great to apply like makeup afterwards. So after we're done, after Fel flutters away, I'm going to put on a light layer CC cream just to see how priming oil this priming oil is. So I'm gonna put it on really quickly.
And actually, after reading through some of the comments, a lot of people also really enjoyed this and said it also helped calm their redness.
Ooh.
So yeah, and it was like a very fast absorbing lightweight oil. So I think even some people who said they had like more oilier combo skin really enjoyed it as well.
Okay, I put 2 drops and it already dripped down my face, and I think 2 is more than enough for the daytime. And I'm just pressing it in to my skin. Wow, it's like your skin feels very protected, but it's not heavy. It's like the perfect balance of like oil. Know what I mean? And there is dimethicone, I believe, as like the second ingredient, which I usually don't like, but I think in serum form, I can't really tell. I love it. Like the texture of it, I can tell how it can help makeup apply better on it. I'm a fan.
You know, a hack for dry skin, combo skin, even oily, is you just add it straight into your foundation, or you mix it into your BB or CC cream. It makes it so glowy, especially for winter.
Bing!
And what's the most important step of the routine during the day?
Sunscreen time!
Okay, which one are you using?
I'm using the Vichy SPF 50 Capital Sun Daily Anti-Aging Face Sunscreen with antioxidant complex, UV filters, Vichy's 15 mineral rich water.
Actually, Vichy's a brand that I've been meaning to like kind of look more into because I feel like with these French brands, they're a little underrated, but they have really great products. And you know, French women, they know natural beauty.
They do. So this, just putting it on the back of my hands, has like a very beautiful, fluid, lightweight texture, and it just blends so beautifully into my skin. It is a chemical sunscreen. It is a little bit fragrance. I would say it really does absorb really quickly. It's not sticky and it's water resistant.
Or if you just are one of those people who don't want to feel like you're wearing sunscreen, I think these lightweight ones are really good.
You should shake these.
Yes, shaker shaker. So I'm using one of my all-time favorites that you guys probably have heard me talk to death about. It's the La Roche-Posay Anthelios 50 Mineral Ultra Light Sunscreen Fluid. So the reason why I've loved this for like years is because it is so lightweight. So lightweight. And there's like the untinted formula and there's the tinted formula, which is kind of like a BB cream. So you can choose whichever one, but it just applies beautifully. It's not matte, it's not overly glowy. It just sits right at that perfect like Goldilocks phase.
You know what? This sunscreen actually reminds me a lot of the La Roche-Posay. It's like so
Really?
similar.
This
It's
one?
so fluid, the one that I have.
Like the way that it sits and glides on the skin.
Yeah, maybe a bit more matte.
This one is also fragrance free and paraben free. So if you're looking for something, a sunscreen that is in that category, this is great. This one contains titanium dioxide. A little tip, if your sunscreen is more, you know, like whitish, that does eventually go away. You just have to let your sunscreen sit on your skin. But our tip through experience is to just like apply one layer, spread that all over, and then apply your other like half of application afterwards.
You know how much I just put on my skin earlier?
I was shook.
I think that's why it gave that like initial more like whitening effect. But then as you work it in, it's just like, you know, it kind of goes away. And this is even a chemical sunscreen. That's why I was confused.
And also to avoid things like pilling too, leave the skincare steps beforehand to absorb, and that way you don't have any problems, and it's just like sweet, sweet, subtle skin.
Yes, and as we mentioned earlier, vitamin C as like an antioxidant powerhouse plus sunscreen is just match made in heaven. So great for anti-aging protection and all that good stuff.
I mean, 90% of our aging isn't because of like the skincare we use. It's actually not using sunscreen. So guys, that is our very brightening, refreshing CVS try-on for a bunch of these like products that we found new faves, I think.
I'm gonna keep using half of these.
I know, right? Like I still can't get over how beautiful this is. So anyway, if you guys are interested, CVS does have a bunch of sales that go on. This one is part of their all-in on skin beauty event. So you can check all our finds in the description box.
You can shop the all-in on skin event happening now.
So now Ro and I are gonna fix ourselves up a little, but we're gonna head in because we have
An exciting
some
shoot.
business to take care
A photo shoot
Yes.
of products.
And then we'll meet back at night and just wind down together.
See ya.
Ding.
Alright, let's put on some light makeup. So my favorite CC cream, just gonna put a little on my face to see how the primer oil works. Let's see. It is gliding very beautifully across my face. Oh my goodness. I think it's a combination of the priming oil as well as the sunscreen. The sunscreen is slightly mattifying. Never used a priming oil before, and I feel like this is amazing. A little bit of sun.
It's a cold. How is New York already this cold? Eyebrows. Most important part of the face. to make it seem like you're put together, but you're really not. Wow, they look really dark. They look really dark.
Just add a little smidge of color and call it a day. Shining, shimmering. I like putting on makeup in silence. It's like me time. Let's go!
Sustenance? What flavor is it? Ugh! We are trying to make something float by being puppet masters. Working hard or hardly working. Baby comes with fruit. Yumza. Bye bye. It's Inception. This is where our two worlds collide for the first time. Oh, guys. It is almost 9 o'clock and we just finished in the studio, so I don't think I'm gonna be getting my groceries tonight. I look disheveled. Filming anything always takes so much longer than you think. Clearly, you can see our state of minds after a long, long day.
It's been a long day.
Today, like, we actually got a lot done. You know, it was a lot of filming and a lot of other random stuff and a lot of running around, which is pretty on brand for our, like, weekly schedules. Mm-hmm. So we thought we'd jump back on here together just to wind down a little and end the night since we began the day together. So how was your day, Rue?
I feel like I'm being put on the spot.
I saw her briefly for like the 1 minute that she came in to deliver food, which ultimately saved my life today. So I think it's actually interesting because I feel like our schedules are not so, like, it's not normal. It never kind of ends. It always just kind of rolls into the next day and into the, like, next thought and into the next week and month, which is why I think for us it's very easy to not focus on the present and let everything else just away. But I think over the years we've gotten better.
We've gotten a lot better balancing. When we first started, I feel like we would push through a lot of times for the sake of pushing through and just like keep working for the sake of working. But I think this past year, especially with everything going on, we're just like, slow down. If you need rest, if your body's telling you to just go out and get some fresh air, then do that and not just be cooped up inside all day.
What's like your top 3 tips that you've learned to like manage time but also balance mental stamina?
Time management versus energy management. And I think when we think of productivity and our days, we usually think about how much can I do within a day and like, you know, coming up with a to-do list, having a checklist, crossing things off, that we sometimes forget that our energy actually fluctuates throughout the day, which means not every day will be like a really productive, awesome day, and like that's totally fine. So just knowing how your energies fluctuate over the days, over the week, like especially for us with like hormones, you know, there'll be even more fluctuations. Yeah. And then knowing that like there's seasons in our life, so that there'll be times where you'll want to do a million things in your day and you'll actually do them, and there'll be days that you just feel like you can only do one thing, and if you do that one thing, that's like the best you can do that day. So I think it's knowing the difference of like your energy levels and being kind to yourself.
So listen to your body and your mind.
What about you? What is 1 or 3 things that you learned?
1 or 3? What about 2? I'm just kidding. I don't know how to describe it. You know how I'm really chill, but I also feel really guilty for not doing things. Like, I always felt like I needed to keep up the pace that I was at, because if I wasn't fulfilling at least that, I was not doing myself justice. And so it's kind of like this unnecessary pressure that you put on yourself that actually starts to like dwindle your mental capacity to even like keep going. And then with that, you miss out on a lot of enjoyment of the process. So I think this year was one, just learning to kind of like reevaluate my approach to like doing things and not feeling guilty for not doing things, but also not using that as an excuse. It's a fine balance.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing. And also growing up, I always thought like anything is actually possible, because it's really just up to you how much you want to strive and make that happen. I think it's like fear that holds you back for a lot of things. Like, so, yeah, that's about it.
Yes. I think at the core of it is just the heart. And I think last thing, it's just like being flexible, right? It's like in the morning we wanted to do all of these things and, you know, talk about decluttering and going grocery shopping, but you know, the day took us where...
I did none of those.
Yeah, me neither. But the day took us here, and that's fine, and we tried our best, and that's all that really matters. Thanks for joining our ramblings.
Nightly thoughts.
So please share with us down below if you guys have had any sort of enlightenment, big or small, during these past couple of months. And thank you again to CVS for sponsoring this video, for us to be able to share all this with you guys. And with that, we'll see you guys in the next episode.
Good night. Okay. Bedtime. I can't physically fall back because I'm on a chair. Okay. Night, night. Blue.